my dear readers, listeners, and of course, friends. In the theatre of political performance, the recent Russian election serves not merely as a showcase of autocratic pageantry, but as a vivid demonstration of a regime's unyielding grip on power, where the semblance of electoral process becomes a macabre ballet danced to the tune of oppression and enforced unanimity. It is at its core not an attempt to sell a fraudulent election to the international community. Such a notion would be too naive, too transparent. No, the spectacle is orchestrated for a far more insidious purpose: to quash any nascent spark of internal opposition and to render every citizen complicit in the perpetuation of tyranny. Vladimir Putin, having secured an unprecedented fifth term in an electoral process where the outcome was foreordained, has not merely extended his rule, he has tightened the coils of repression in a manner reminiscent of the darkest epochs of Soviet history. Yet to view this through the prism of mere political survival would be to misunderstand the depth of the strategy at play. This is not survival. It is dominance, absolute and unchallengeable, demonstrated through a charade that masquerades as democracy. Consider the crushing of dissent, where the Russian state has wielded fear and force with a ruthless efficiency that would have made Beria nod in grim approval. The opposition, already beleaguered and battered, finds itself not just facing a Goliath in the form of the state, but also the insidious spectre of widespread apathy and resignation among the populace, coerced into a false unity. The death of Alexei Navalny in an Arctic prison is not an isolated tragedy. It is a message, a stark declaration that dissent will not merely be silenced but obliterated. The populace, called upon to participate in this electoral farce, finds themselves in a predicament of existential complicity. To vote is to endorse the sham. To abstain is to risk the ire of a regime that has made it clear that disloyalty is tantamount to treason. Thus, the act of voting becomes a ritual of acquiescence, a collective surrender to the illusion of choice in a system where all roads lead to the Kremlin. Internationally, the election is rightly decried as a sham, a spectacle of democracy so devoid of substance that it borders on the surreal. Yet Putin remains undeterred, emboldened even by his victory to cast his gaze further afield, threatening deeper incursions into Ukraine and daring to flirt with the spectre of a global conflict. It is a brazenness born of absolute power, a reminder that for men like Putin, the domestic and the international are but two sides of the same coin of ambition. And what of the Russian people? Those brave souls who dared to protest, to stand in line with ballots bearing Navalny's name, represent not just a flicker of resistance, but a beacon of hope. They stand as a testament to the human spirit's indomitable desire for freedom, even in the face of overwhelming oppression. Yet their courage also underscores the tragedy of a nation caught in the iron grip of a regime that has mastered the art of spectacle to maintain its stranglehold on power. The Russian election, therefore, is not about the farcical attempt to legitimize Putin's rule. It is a meticulously staged drama intended to crush the spirit of dissent, to render the populace complicit in their own subjugation, and to project the illusion of invincibility. It is a stark reminder that the battle for democracy is not confined to the casting of ballots, but in the relentless pursuit of truth, justice, and the unwavering courage to stand against tyranny wherever it may manifest.